Marijuana's bad.
Hey guys, AK here. Welcome to part 7, and we are still working on this track. For today, I would like to take the part of our primary song that we're working on. If you recall, last time we separated the two different songs that I ended up writing here in the one set. And I'd like to flesh this out more, repeat a couple more sections, get the structure finalized, and maybe even get to sort of a rough mix of what things should sound like. So let's listen to what we got. We start with swell. There it is. And one thing that I've noticed is if we look in groups of 4, this section is only 3, so it should probably be 4. So I'm going to duplicate the time here. Forever to do that. Alright, so now we have 2 groups of 4 for our intro, which I like better. And one thing I heard is the low reproduction sounded a little weird. I might just flip the production around and make it backwards. I think I just want this. That's cool. So this is like a little alternate intro. And it might be cool if this did something different on this little fill. Maybe we'll do a drum fill or something. I'm gonna take those out, these hits out. That's cool. Maybe this note will be really low. So I'll take this and I'll render it to a MIDI clip so I can lower that. That's cool. I think I don't like this last hit again. Get rid of that guy. Yeah, I think that'll do it. So let's hear that. I don't think we want that hit. Let's check that hit. That's cool, but it doesn't belong there. Alright, so let's listen to our intro and make sure it goes into the break, because that's going to be really super important. It's the beginning of our track. Something's wrong. I like that. It's cool, but I think the timing needs to be slightly changed. Nope. Maybe just re. No, that was cool. What's this guy doing? What about this guy? What about this guy? just finding what is causing this little part to be busy. About like that. That's cool. Let's listen from the beginning. I really want to get this intro right, so we can use this vocal section again. Alright. Nice. Nice. Alright, so with this one, I kind of want the bells to drop so we don't hear that bottom note. Same thing on the clav. The clav should just come down like that, or like that rather. So I think for this we might actually turn the filter back on the vocals. Yeah, that'll be cool. And then have it move in its own pattern. Alright, so it should only go this many times. And I might copy this again here. Or this time around I might have it like alternate between being on and off, which could be cool. I think we were doing this before, where you basically create a rhythmic pattern of the filter kicking in and out. Cool. I think the bass is actually a little much here. So I think it might be cool if we introduced some gating with our utility here. So I'll put the grid actually on triplets for this part, and I'm just gonna mute out a couple of notes here. Close. And I'll do the same thing for this guy. I want more filter automation here on the lead. I just want this point to be lower, significantly lower. Alright, let's not worry about that next section. Let's really focus on this verse. Do we need to do anything to this guy? Looks like we had an overdrive here. That's cool. Oh, it's this guy. Let's pitch this one down 14. Nope. And then this one should fade. So what I've done here is made a less busy line for this lead, or for this bass too. Let's see here if it works for both. So I like it, but cool. Cool. That's sweet. So what should it do next? This is really going to be like a chorus. So this whole thing does not belong with overdrive. Almost all of it does. That's good. Alright, so that's a group of 3. Do I want to duplicate that twice? How long is that? That is 26 seconds. Yeah, I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to do 2 verses. And then sort of like what we did with the intro. So now we have, I guess we had 4 times 3 is 12 bars. Now we have 24 bars of verse. And then that way in the last part of the verse, we can do something that's like a fill that leads into what's going to be the chorus. So let's listen and make sure that it tracks. And what I'm guessing, what we're gonna do for this is probably mute the lead. So that's the problem. Where are my drums? What if we just delete the drums? What if we left the snares and then we sent just the whole darn thing to the reverb here? And a reverb. No. Ooh, that's cool. Alright, cool. So now we are on to our chorus. And I actually like the little drop as the fill, so everything just sort of drops out. Maybe this stuff should drop too. Let's see about that. I kind of like parts of it. What else we got here? Alright, cool. Let's get an identity of our chorus and then make it fit. Where are we at? 18 minutes. Alright, we're doing well. And then basically, once I get this down, the next thing is going to be, alright, what can we duplicate to make more of a track? That's where we're going with this anyway. Alright, so let's solo our drums. Where are our drums? Drums. And then let's also solo our leads and the chords. Let's fix that because it's close, but it's a little cheesy. kind of like having something really high up there. What if we sent, and like, what if we sent this stuff to the reverb? That's cool. Let's stick with that. And then the second time around, it shouldn't do this chord. Ah. There we go. Alright, so that sounded good to me. Let's get our sub in. And the sub has got a, I mean, you could sidechain it. This is sort of a source of endless debate. I'm just taking the EQ off. A lot of people, in fact, let's think about this, because I do want an EQ like that. A lot of people will, to get some dynamics going in the sub, sidechain it to the kick or the snare, and they'll have a track up top that's like their chain track. What I like to do, and it's a lot more painstaking, but I think you get more control, is to actually use a utility and automate all of the volume changes of the sub. So if we want it to rise, there's our first rise. And then like we could, if we wanted that to almost sidechain, it's like. And the cool thing is like we could slightly alter these to give it more of a dynamic rise. You hear? And then for this one, we could have it just do a long rise. And then we can take this, and this becomes our same dealio here. Sounds good. I don't think this is being used, the AK basses, so I'll mute that. And now we just need to listen to our basses. Alright, the basses are terrible. They're not terrible, they're just not what we want. What's going on there? Oops, I just lost everything. I'll just take out the Vox for now. So what are these doing? So this shouldn't be the same. What happens if we find something from here? That's cool. We're going to need a bunch of little glitchy bits probably to fill this out. So I'll just take a couple things I have and put them on different channels. This is going to be the wrong thing, I have a feeling. Oops. If I set loop on, you could use the placeholder trick, or you could just turn loop on. I wonder if these are pitched out. find something else. Alright, I'm not liking this, so I'm going to take something else from this nuts F thing. Dun, dun. Dun, dun. Oops, no, don't go there. I'm too fast for live. And then this should go to a delay or reverb. Or maybe this time we'll use this. Like here. Where are we? Oops. Just trying to... A little bit less of a fade, but that's the right idea. Alright. Come on. I hate this. Let's use something that I like this. Let's find something else. Let's put a fade on it. Send that to a reverb. Get rid of this guy. Send these to a delay. I don't think I like that. And of course we can delete this stuff because we're not going to use it. We're going to get the second half and the first half probably to match. That's cool. I want this to be different. I don't know what I want to automate. Probably this guy. Let's automate this a little bit more. we at? And maybe this. That's cool. Let's work with this for a second. I don't need this. Don't need this. I'll just make him invisible in case I need the nuts F. Alright, yeah, we are an F. I was like debating before whether we were an F or F sharp. That's cool. Let's bring the chorus in. So I hear most of the shit is happening here. So to me, yeah, that's like the main melody. So what I might actually do is, oh, how do I want to do this? Do I want to record this whole thing? Let's listen to the whole vocal group. And I'm just going to soften some of the things that aren't essential to the melody. Like, just this guy, it looks like. I'm hearing something else. Oops, I want to do this fucking thing again. Right there. So this stuff is messing us up. These little clips are messing up our staccato phrase. So what I'm going to do is something I like to do, and that is to create a new track outside of the group, have it set to resample whatever's happening in the group, go to our Vox group, take a, first of all, put a limiter on the end of it, and we're going to group this together so we can just delete the group when we're done. And the limiter is basically just to protect our ears. So, I'm going to put it, or just to protect our, well, to protect our ears, but also to protect us from clipping. So I'm going to put it at -1 because I really don't want anything louder than that. And then I'm going to use, some sort of fun, glitchy thing to mess, something that I can just like flick through parameters to mess with our pattern and then sort of have it record live. So I'll go into my insert effects, I'll go into the glitchy category. I did just download some interesting Max for Live device that I wanted to try. I can't remember it. I always get really cool stuff out of Tornado, or Tornado, however the heck you say it. So I'm going to put Tornado in. I'm going to turn on my Ableton push so I can flick through the dictator and random knob. Here I have these two things mapped so that when I hit go random, it randomizes. I have that right here on my controller, and what I'm going to do is press record, make sure I'm looped so I keep going, and then just sort of have fun with the preset, flicking through random, trying random presets, and just getting some stuff to use around the chorus, because I don't know that I actually just want to use this as is. We might, but I might want to complement it or something like that. But I definitely want a little bit more material to work with here, so that's what we're aiming for. So we'll select this guy and start dictating. And I might even jack up the gain a limiter. Let's try Master Disaster. That's enough of that. So now what's cool is I can just delete this. I don't need it anymore. I can take this, I can put it in a group, call it like resampled vocals or RSM box, and create like a couple duplicates of this track so that I can have my, or actually I guess the best way of doing this is having this be my chop. This becomes 1, 2, and 3. And then I delete everything on these channels because I'm just going to select parts from this guy, which can be longer, than the length of the phrase. In fact, in this case it is. Wow, it's much longer. See some really wacky looking shapes there, which I'm excited about. And then what I'm going to do is probably bring in everything else, leave the Vox out for now, and listen. Or actually, no, what I'll do is I'll listen like this. So I'll have this thing soloed. And I'm just listening for cool stuff. That's cool. That part's cool. I like that. I like that too. I like that too. So the one that looks most complete, so now I can turn this off and actually start to try to take a part in here. That's cool already. And maybe take from some other parts as well. Or maybe this should be here. It should be, the hit should be on the That's the thing, you can reposition this around so it almost creates like a new phrase. So I can have that there. Let's grab another piece, put it underneath. And I can just listen to this too, if I want to just hear the vocal glitch I'm working on. And it'd be cool if like this like came up. Maybe not that. That part's cool. Maybe it should be. I like the 16ths. And then I think I like this first one on transients. That's cool. So I like this like that and to a reverb. Maybe this one will be. Maybe. That's cool, right? Oops. So we want this one more time. Yeah, let's save our work and sort of listen back. I think the next call that we have to make is whether or not we have the vocals happening. And it can be, you know, a very modified version of the vocals, but whether or not we have the vocals happening with this glitch thing, or if that's going to just be too many things and sound shitty. It's possible it will be too many things and it will sound shitty, but it's worth testing because I really like some of the effects that have been added by these little vocal stutters that we processed, but I seem to have lost the core phrase. So again, the right way to do this when you have like all this stuff is to delete the clips that you're not using so that you can zero out with authority and not and then zero things back in. So like I guess in a way, yes, it would be nice if I could save all these hits, but it's doing more harm than good right now because it is, if I wanted to bring out everything but track 3, say, it would be very hard to go back to where I'm at right now if I just or deactivated everything. I'll show you what I mean. So, pardon the custodial effort here. Just cleaning these up, looking for any dubiously deactivated clips. Okay, cool. I don't see any more. So what I'm saying about this is that now I can take these and deactivate these and deactivate these and just have that 3-line bring my vocals back in, and now I can have everything. So to me, that's still too much. But what we can do now is we can solo the vocals, the vox, and the resampled vox, and find the parts that don't match. And I can take out these. Or take out from here. You know? I think I want to leave these in. That could be a chorus. Let's listen. Nice. That's a cool chorus. Let's duplicate that. Duplicate time. So let's do a quick check-in. We're right around where I wanted to be. So I'm really happy that we're on target for this particular episode. I really wanted to flesh out a verse, a chorus, really an A section and a B section, and connect things to the intro. So now when we think about this, we have 2 minutes and 17 seconds of track, which is actually awesome because I think probably in the next episode, I was hoping to start this here, we can actually, paste a break. So I'll just mock this up right now. So I think there would be like another break here after the chorus. So I'll just take the break and copy it and then paste it in here. And then what we might even do, we might go back to the verse and then edit it a little bit to have a little bit of a differential verse. And then we could go back to the chorus, or we could do a breakout. Or I might even use the intro as my thing to do after the break. And then we could technically create a song which repeats unto itself, which is kind of cool. So let's listen back to what we've got and make some notes along the way for next time. But I'm patting myself on the back because this is a session well spent, and I feel like I have a track that I'm proud about. So I'm going to save here and listen back and make some notes in my notes track. I'm also actually probably going to delete the resampled and chopping blocks since I don't need those anymore. Probably should have waited to save, but so it goes. If you've gotten this far, you probably don't mind waiting a couple other seconds. Alright, cool. So let me just make sure the chopping block and the resample, they don't have anything on them, so I'm not using these channels. I'm just going to delete them. Oh, actually, it looks like I am using them here. I'm definitely not using resampling. I'm going to leave chopping block because it looks like I might be using it. I might want this at some point or want another chopping block. So let's get our project a little bit more organized right now because I'm feeling like it's a little bit deorganized. So it looks like I have some drum groups that I'm not using. I want to leave those because I might want them. I'm going to take the drums, all the drum stuff that I have here in many different channels, and bring it all the way to the top of my project under notes. Because for me, having the drums at the bottom is just really messing me up. Again, this might take a while. I'll stop time machine, stop backing up. So it doesn't add time here. And if you've downloaded any of my projects, you know I like to put these dividers, these track dividers in to keep things even more even more readable. So I know this is like a whole lot of stuff. I'm going to take this track divider I have and drop it right under the drums. So now these are all drums. And I don't like this because it's not. So what I'm going to do, it looks like, so this group, this group, this group, and this group, I'm not actually using anywhere in this track. I'm using them in this track. So for the purposes of organization, I'm going to bring them all the way to the bottom. So if I hear something cool from them, likely I'll grab it and then add it to an existing group. And that will take for freaking ever because I've got 93 tracks in this project, which is insane and totally a function of how many drums I have. If you look at the from here, it's like 50. Well, lots of tracks, lots and lots of tracks. This part is probably uninteresting to some, unless you want to see like how I get organized when I have a crazy thing. Okay, so now I'm happier because now I can take these and I can make them like yellow. And I can make it yellow. I call this drums, call this perk, and I'll make it like off yellow. Now I have my chopping block, which is going to go this color. Then I have vocals, which are going to be purple, resampled vocals. Uh-oh, did I accidentally cut something? I hate this. Do you see what happened? I accidentally deleted all of those resampled vocals that we just worked on today. So I'm going to undo that because I right-clicked and it caught it too fast. I'm going to make this like off purple. And then for leads, they're fine. For chords, I'm going to make them green. This audio track, I think we're not using anymore. True dat. So we can delete it. Sub and bass are cool. The AK basses track, it looks like it is sort of like a placeholder as well. So I might move it to the very bottom. The resample and empty MIDI track, it looks like we're not using it all, so we could delete those too. And now I have something that's a little bit more manageable. I could put further division. In fact, what I'm going to do... the way I like to have my tracks organized is to have the sub and the bass at the top, and then chords, and then leads, and then vocals. And I'm not going to add dividers since these are all sort of melodic elements. I want the melodic elements to be together, but I like to think of like a hierarchy. So like the bass and the sub are almost the most important mixing wise. And this is really, we're getting organized to eventually mix this. I just don't want to have to do it later, so I'm doing it now. Now I'm happy. Now to me this is easy to read. Maybe it's easier for you guys to read as well. And then this stuff is stuff that we could use if we want to. So I'm going to play through and press save. It's going to take forever because I reorganized a million things. But we'll be able to listen while it's saving. Too much bass there. Maybe a riser. Just for giggles, I'm gonna go back to the intro at the end. So I want this to be doubly as long. I want it to be a little bit different. And I also maybe intro again. I'm not going to do the copy now because I definitely want it to be different. So I'm going to, this is going to be my break prime. And I'm just going to put a note here of make it different. Or really what I want to do is lose energy. I want to drop the energy here. And then it's possible that we would do another intro which builds, I'm just going to think about this, build, and then I always like to do my like fun drop at the end. So the drop will be like a chorus or like something like the chorus. And I'm just, thinking about what I want to eventually do. It's not like we're going to make this from scratch. We're going to use most elements from the things we've already done to do this. But I want to have a general direction, and I probably want this to go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars, and then some kind of either break or an outro. And I'm thinking that's what we have to do, so I will highlight that and say to do. And now I have a plan. And if all goes according to plan, this track will be 5 minutes and 46 seconds. That's a little too long. So maybe too long. I'll address that next time. But I'm really happy with what we have so far. I'm happy with the structure that we've started to impose and plan for ourselves. I'm going to give myself tons more space from this separate track so it doesn't confuse the issue here. And in the next part, we are going to make all these sections from the nicely mixed, good sounding stuff that we already have. So that's, gosh, what are we on? Part 7? That's part 7. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to bringing you part 8 real soon. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.